Today, October 28th, is historically the stock market's best day of the year. But just like most things in this atypical year that we're experiencing, stocks are down this midday. Joining us now, Bianco Research President Jim Bianco. Jim, thanks for joining us during this busy day.
Thanks for having me.
Can we talk about October 28th for a second? Because it's certainly an education for me. You like this date typically when you're watching the markets.
Yeah, you can measure the market every single day over years and figure out what is the best day of the year that it performs. And October 28th happens to be that day. Also, keep in mind that most of those studies don't go back far enough because October 28th was also the day of the 1929 stock market crash. So that's not included in the study. That just means that if you can invest over lots of October 28ths, historically you've done well, not any individual one.
Black Monday, where they all are gauged against. Thank you for that reminder. Let's talk about stocks today. We're watching COVID-19 numbers rise across the country. Illinois experiencing its own hardships right now. But we can't forget, we already have a struggling economy. You've got job cuts. We just talked about Boeing doing some layoffs. Toss in a record hurricane season. Do you have any good news to report, Jim?
I wish I did, and that's one of the reasons why Bill Dudley, in your previous segment, the former head of the New York Federal Reserve, was saying the government needs to do more in terms of fiscal stimulus to help the economy. It is still struggling to recover from all of the problems that we've had, and unfortunately, it's now October, about to be November. The weather's turning colder, and the markets and some in the economy are fearing COVID-19 cases are going to go up and go up a lot. And what we're seeing out of Europe is disturbing because they're up orders of magnitude 5 times their records back in the spring. And they're instituting lockdowns in Europe that look a lot like they were in March. And the fear in the market right now is that might be coming to the U.S. shortly.
That being said, when you put all those things together, and obviously COVID at the top of the list today right now, do you fear that a crash on some level is pending? And if so, is there any way for guys like you to prepare for it or investors like those of us at home to prepare for it?
I don't think that there's a crash coming. A crash would suggest that the market is going to go down rapidly over a very short period of time. But I do think that what the market is really reassessing was, even 2 weeks ago, a month ago, it was looking at continued recovery. The V-shaped bottom it seemed to be intact, but now that's starting to be questioned, and that's why you're starting to see the market start to weaken. Notice I didn't say, by the way, the presidential election. I would chime in and say I don't think that has a lot to do with what we're seeing right now, at least in the markets over the last couple of days with the weakness. It may come into play next week, but it isn't right now.
And Jim, we're also waiting for a stimulus deal, just one more factor in all of this. Thanks so much for your insight today. We appreciate the break you're taking from your own work. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, for more information, you can visit biancoresearch.com. We'll be right back.